The best and the greatest day to be alive is today. And welcome to the Wise Hour Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Mullane, also known as Wise, where we be dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. So today, I'm trying to tell you guys, we're going to have a special episode for you today. We're going to have the amazing coach, Mike Patterson. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be dropping 24 karat gold bars. You're going to be talking about his course that is coming up. And trust me, y'all guys want to know about this. So you definitely need to tune in. But before you tune in on that, I need y'all guys to subscribe, hit the like button, and definitely share. We are a community here, family. And what we want to do is want to empower everybody, to inspire everybody. So this is going to be an amazing episode today. So I'm not going to hold you guys. So let's go into the show.
At the Wise Hour, we break through the night, bringing knowledge fire, so hold on tight. Every episode, a story to unfold. We're turning every minute into gold.
All right, now dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. All right, now we have this amazing life coach. I tell you, he means so much to me because he totally had changed my life and how I look at things, especially for my physical health and also my mental health. We have the one and the only Mike Patterson. You know what I'm saying? That's the man right there. What's going on, brother? How you doing today?
Appreciate you, King Wise. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Now I'm feeling much better, so I'm talking to you right now, brother.
I know that's appreciate that.
Oh man, hey, you know it, brother. I know you've been very productive and everything like that. So we're gonna go into the show because people need to understand how to take care of themselves, and self-care is so important. And you have taught me so many lessons. And actually, you have a course you got going on right now. So let's tell a little bit about your course going on.
Absolutely. So first, I want to thank you for having me on your platform again. It's always a pleasure coming out and speaking to your community. So I'm very thankful and grateful for the opportunity. But yeah, so right now I'm currently holding a life coaching course called Habits for a Healthy Lifestyle. Okay. And so this is actually a 6-week course. We meet one time per week for 90 minutes. And each session is dedicated to a particular area in our lives that we want to improve on. Okay. So for instance, session 1 is called Taking Care of You. And this is the course that kind of sets the stage for the entire course itself, right? Because the emphasis is about focusing in on you, okay? And this course is all about focusing in on you so that you can achieve the goals and live that healthy lifestyle that you choose, okay? And so taking care of you is our first session. We also go into self-care during that session, which I personally believe as a life coach who specializes in self-care, that self-care is a priority that I want most people or all people to really address. Second session, we go into identifying and reducing personal stress. Okay. And so we go over 4 steps. The first one is identifying the early warning signs, right? Because when people have stress, they may carry it in their shoulders, they may have headaches. And so that's a warning sign that something's going on. The second step that we look at is identifying that personal source of the stress, finding out what that trigger is, right? Because we all have triggers to our stress, whether it's being overwhelmed at work, having children that you have to tend to, and just everyday life, right? So trying to figure out what triggers that stress for you. Number 3, step 3 is we go into accepting what we cannot change, right? Because that's something that a lot of people, it may seem like a simple phrase, but a lot of people struggle with that. Understanding and realizing that if they cannot change it, sometimes it's okay to accept that, And we go deeper into that. And then lastly, number 4 is taking action, right? So we go over all those in session 4. Session 3, we talk about communicating feelings, needs, and concerns. So we dive deep into learning how to communicate our feelings more effectively without blaming or other person feeling like they're being blamed. In session 4, we go into navigating challenging situations. Again, starting to get into that communication piece where we look at how we're talking to other people, how we're engaging with other folks. Um, Lesson 5 or class 5 is learning from our emotions, right? Because we're all humans. Humans are emotional creatures. And so it's okay to be emotional, but let's learn from these emotions that we're going through, right? See where it's taking us. And then lastly, in class 6, we focus on mastering decision making, right? So many folks get stuck in that word procrastination, right? Or sometimes they're just scared to move forward. And so we focus in on some processes and tools that are going to help you to make those decisions, even some of those tough decisions that you may have to make. And so over that 6-week time, those are the 6 classes that we dive into. One of the reasons why I made it 6 weeks is because I'm also challenging my class participants to commit, right?
Okay.
Commitment is something that is difficult for folks. And so when I first introduced this course and people heard 6 weeks, I got a lot of the big eyes. 6 weeks? I don't know if I could commit that long, right? And I tell people, if you can't commit for 6 weeks to improve yourself, then how can you commit to achieving your goals? How can you commit to living a healthy lifestyle? How can you commit to bettering yourself if 6 weeks is too long, right? Because unless you are a housefly, your life is longer than 6 weeks, right? And so this is not just about making a 6-week commitment, but when you start to make that commitment, this is a commitment for life. I'm here to promote a healthy lifestyle. Okay. Not
Oh, I love that.
right. Exactly. And so
Indeed.
the class itself, the 6 classes, we really dive into those topics and just having 6 weeks, which equates to about 9 hours with a life coach who is dedicated to my students. We keep our classes small. So our class that we have going on now is only 10 individuals, right?
Okay.
Because this gives every class member the opportunity to talk to me directly. We go into confidentiality about the class itself so that individuals feel comfortable talking freely amongst each other. And it's a really great time. I've seen tremendous feedback from this coaching course. I don't do it very often. I actually offered this course back when we offered the Breaking Free from Toxic Patterns Summit at the end of October. And I thought it was a great time to introduce the course again, to have it right before the end of the year so people could get some momentum as we go into 2025.
Yes, we need that momentum, and I actually it's a great point because people don't realize the commitment, right? We go on our activities and we be doing a whole lot of things, and when we had to think and say, "Ooh, 6 weeks, we commit to this," but actuality is not long. That's not long. It's you tend to focus, but the thing is, like you said, it will a lifetime because you'll have a lifestyle that you are practicing. You're not concerned about the 6 weeks because what you want to do is practice this each and every day to continue to have your healthy living and have healthy habits. So with that being said, we have some points that have been brought up. Now, as you the expert here, because like I said, the Wise Hour is all about now is giving tips and strategies for life-changing, challenging situations. And this is one of the biggest things is our self-care and our health. So with that, um, one thing that came up is why most people fail at maintaining self self-care routines.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of goes back to what we just was just speaking on is the commitment. And then first, people need to understand what is self-care, right? Self-care is a little bit different for everybody. Most people think of self-care as getting a massage, getting their feet or hands done, hair done, going on vacation. And all of those are self-care tools, but self-care goes beyond just that. Self-care could be increasing your water intake so that you're not dehydrated. Okay. It could be taking time in the morning to pray, to have that quality time to yourself. It could be going on a walk. It could be making a doctor's appointment, which is something that I challenge a lot of people. You know, they don't think about those small tasks that are part of self-care, right? And then when you talk about the lack of commitment to self-care, number one is because there's a misconception about self-care. Like I just mentioned, people think of the big grand things to do for self-care. They don't think about the smaller things, right? Like I mentioned, the drinking of water or taking time for yourself. Breathing is something that I am huge on, which you know through our Tai Chi classes. Breathing is a huge self-care tool that helps and has tremendous benefits. But that's something that a lot of people don't think about. And so the commitment to it is that people just think self-care is this big thing that you have to go on vacation, or you have to be away, and different things take up a lot of time and money. But that's not the case at all. It's about making small changes that benefit yourself, okay? That is intentional to your self-care. So it could be something small, like drinking water, right? That's usually something I try to get my clients on immediately. Hey, first thing in the morning, just drink some water. Have a water bottle by your bed, sip on some water. And we start with that small thing every single day. And what happens is, after a couple of weeks, people start to feel a difference with the water, right? Because what some people don't know is that water is activating their internal organs. And so traditionally, people will wake up and drink some coffee to get the caffeine to get them going. Well, some people may not understand, but water can do the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've had clients who, after a few weeks, have said, hey, Mike, this water thing is pretty good. I've actually stopped drinking as much coffee because I'm consuming my water, and it's giving me that energy that I've been looking for. And now, since I don't drink the coffee, I don't have the 2-3 p.m. crash in the middle of the day. So again,
Come on now.
Sometimes small changes over a period of time can lead to very big, impactful changes in your life.
I love that. I love that. And you actually echo one of the other coaches I deal with. Her name is Nikki Golly, and that what she talk about all the time: drinking water. And it's amazing, as you being a life coach and also a fitness expert as well, that you like, hey, it's simple. Just drink more water. And how you change somebody's life. And now, you know, you always talk about drink water. You say, you hungry? Grab a piece of fruit. Grab a piece of fruit. Grab a vegetable. You don't have to go for the chips. Drink more water. It'll fill you up. And amazing how you do the little things like that. And actually in time, you, like you said, in a short period of time, you see the results from it. So I love the way you gave the approach, and it leads up to this talking point right here, showing explaining the connection between self care and life success. So you can give us some pointers on that.
Yes, yes, yes. I believe self-care um, is not just about your physical self, right? Self-care is many things. You have physical self-care, you have mental self-care, okay, emotional and social self-care, um, environmental self-care, work self-care. So there's a lot of different options. There's a lot of different branches to self-care, right? But I personally believe that when you are engaged and involved and intentional about your self-care, you can create alignment, right? Because what happens is sometimes when you're out of alignment, it's hard for you to achieve goals, right? And so if you're
Come on
not
now.
taking care of yourself through self-care, then you may wake up feeling with low energy, right? Because you're not taking care of yourself. Um, because you're not giving yourself that self-care, you may start to have negative thinking patterns. Because you're not providing yourself that self-care, you may not understand what commitment means. All right. And all of these things are necessary for all success. Right. And so I'm a believer in, if you can practice your self care will take care of you. And then you'll be at your best optimal self to be able to go out and perform and succeed in the goals that you have for yourself, because you're filled up, your physical self-care is taken care of, your mental, your social, emotional, your spiritual is all in line, because you're addressing all of your self-care needs. Now you're at your best. And now those goals that you have for yourself are much more attainable, because now you talk about going back to one of your uh, older podcasts. You talked about being a superhero, right?
Yes.
When your self-care is in line, in alignment, and you're taking care of yourself, you feel like a Superman now. And so now that those goals you had, oh yeah, I'm knocking that out. What's the goal? Okay, boom. Here's my strategies, because I've learned how to take care of myself through self-care. I've learned strategies. Now I could take those same strategies and what I do with my self-care and apply those to the goals that I'm shooting for as well. Right? I know what it means to achieve success, because I committed to my self-care, and now I'm living a healthy lifestyle and I'm healthy. And so now I understand what it takes to achieve and be successful achieving a goal. And sometimes it just takes you being successful in achieving that goal for you to give you that momentum and that confidence, and to empower you to go on and achieve the goals you have for yourself.
Come on, dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. That hey, that why he's hey, I'm just letting you know, folks. That's why he's my life coach. Cause man, I tell you, man, if you want to live a productive, effective life and deal with the mental and the physical, you have to have somebody in your life like Mike Patterson, a life coach, specialized in this. Because, like I said, other than just dropping 24 karat gold bars, he would give you strategies and techniques to be able to live life more productive and efficient as well. So, come on, brother. So, I got a personal question for you. So, then we're gonna, then we'll go ahead and we want to ask a question to the audience as well. But this is the question to you. So, what is the most transformational self-care practice that you seen in your coaching experience?
Wow. Just one.
I just
um,
you choose to do more than one. That's on you, but we're
um,
doing it right now. the
No,
most transformational?
I'm gonna go back to the one I just mentioned, which is breathing, because it's
Okay.
something that everybody can do, as long as they got breath and life in their body, right?
You had to get that disclaimer.
Yeah, right. Even I don't think nobody from the graves watching this, but if they are, hope it's a good spirit, right?
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. But breathing is a phenomenal self-care tool. Breathing helps in so many different ways, from reducing cortisol from the brain to lowering blood pressure, um, to reducing stress. So many benefits in just traditional breathing, right? Or not traditional breathing, but through breathing techniques. So, for instance, I'll share one with you since you asked. Okay.
Right.
A breathing technique that I like to use with my Tai Chi class, we call it gathering chi. Chi means energy, right? That's what the definition of chi is. And so through this, we are gathering positive energy. So, a great self care tool, breathing technique that I enjoy and I think everybody could benefit from is we inhale in through the nose for 4 seconds and then out through the mouth through pursed lips for 6 seconds. So it looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I breathe out 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let me try it again. And that's it. And just that breathing technique right there. Do it a couple breaths, 2, 3 at a time, depending on the situation, right? Just taking time out to relax, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just that one technique right there. I challenge anyone who's watching us today, try that technique next time you're in a stressful situation. Okay? Breathe a few times and see how much better you feel moving forward. Yes, you're still going to be upset, right? Because I mentioned earlier, we're humans, we have emotions, right? But what happens when we're in high stressful situations is our heart rate increases, our breathing rate increases, cortisol rushes to the brain, because cortisol is our hormone for fight or flight, right? When we're in stressful situations, that's what's going to happen. It's going to flood us with that cortisol. But breathing, like we did, in through the nose and out through the mouth, okay, that's going to help reduce that cortisol from our brain, help our heart rate come back down to normal, our breathing, all right? It also decreases blood pressure, okay? So this is great for when anyone who may have white coat syndrome and goes to the doctor, right? The doctor takes their blood pressure and it's 1,000 over 2,000, right?
Come on
If
now.
you try that breathing, you're more likely to have a normal reading, okay? If you try that breathing in stressful situations, you're more likely or less likely to act off your emotions and more likely to think more clearly and operate more as your normal self in normal in stressful situations. So just that one small technique that I showed you has tremendous benefits.
Come on now. Dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Now, everybody, you need to be trying that. And I'll tell you what, once you try that, go hit the comments. Hit the comment field. Let us know it worked for you. So Coach might know it's worked. So you can be checking on comments. So go ahead and hit the comments on that. All right. And while you're doing that, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe as well. All right. And since y'all there, I got a question for the audience. So this is your question. All right, audience. What one self-care practice you have been putting off and what is really holding you back? Go ahead and hit the chat. Let us know that one as well. All right. So with that being said, I want to go to another part where we're talking about mastering our emotional intelligence through communication. All right. So there's 2 points I want to make, 2 points I want to talk about, and that is the power of I versus you message. So with that being said, go ahead and explain to us what you mean by the power of I versus you.
Absolutely. And so I messages, um, I want to say, is a practice that will allow you to be heard more effectively through communication. Okay. You messages can feel like a person's being blamed and could make the communication a little more difficult. Okay. For instance, I'll give you an example. Okay. You're in a situation where you're with your significant other and they really made you mad. You're hot. They didn't follow through on something, right? And so instead of going to your significant other and say, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you, right? That feels very blaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas instead of coming with the you messages, you come with I messages. And the I message there could be, I feel frustrated because this did not take place. Okay. So it's not necessarily saying you made me frustrated. It's just letting you know that I feel frustrated because this didn't happen. Or I feel frustrated, and then it could lead to, well, why are you frustrated? Which opens up the conversation in a positive manner, as opposed to, you made me frustrated, you're making me angry, you did this, you did that. Now the person's coming from a defensive side because they feel blamed. And so instead of having a conversation where you have people who are listening and then responding, right? You just have a person who's ready to respond in defense because they're responding to defend themselves. They're not even truly listening to what you're saying. They're just trying to figure out how they could defend themselves because how did I make you angry? What did I do? Right? And then it goes into where you got to navigate a challenging situation. And so that's the difference with the I and you messages, right? You is more blaming. I is taking accountability for how you're feeling and not blaming the other person for it.
Gotcha. That's true. That's true value.
The short version that we teach in session.
I love the way you say short version of that. Yeah. If you want to know more, you need to sign up to the class, people. You want to know more, you need to sign up to the class. So we help you. We give you a little appetizer, a little bit, I won't say heavy hors d'oeuvres, so just a little taste of something. So if you want to know more, because what it leads to, the second point, is the transforming from negative self-talk. So a lot of stuff come because inside us. So can you make some points about transforming from negative self-talk?
Absolutely, and that's is huge. Is trying to change from a negative mindset into more of a positive mindset, right? Because most people think when they hear negative self-talk, they think of talk like you and I are having now, right? Which is audible, right? But we're talking about the self-talk in your head, right? Because that's more powerful. That self-talk in your head is that unfiltered true you.
Okay, fam, we're going to take a quick interlude. I have a sponsor. He got a message for you, so definitely check it out.
My name is Anthony D. Shannon Sr., International Certified Leader, speaker, trainer, and coach. certified by John Maxwell and Samuel Chad. I am also the founder of Leaders Live Generously Academy, an Anthony D. Shannon consulting group, the #1 platform to help you overcome past failures, release your self-doubt, and shatter fears. You will reach your maximum potential and achieve high results in your life and your business. You see, my mission is to help you become the best you that you can be. With over 25 years of corporate experience, from sales positions to district vice president and even vice president positions with sales companies. I have been responsible for overseeing the success of training departments with over 3,000 employees. I've had the opportunity to create and deliver world-class, award-winning presentations on global stages and corporate platforms across North America. You see, my passion in life is growing and equipping others to do remarkable things and lead significant and fulfilled lives by overcoming and winning. You know, there's no greater mission for me, period. My motto is, everyone has a purpose. So you need to find your purpose and start living your life. That's why I've dedicated my life to teach and encourage people to win. You see, what separates me from the competition, I'll be flat out. It's honesty, it's integrity, it's relevance, it's passion, and it's care. We get results. I always say to live is to grow, and to grow is to change, and change is necessary for sustained success. You know, no matter the business you have, a sports team, corporate, management, or self-employed, if you are ready to unlock your full potential and win in life while serving others at the highest level, I want you to go right now to Anthony D. Shannon consultinggroup.com or leaderslivegenerouslyacademy.com.
I'm telling you right now, they get results. I've seen it personally myself. That's why I am so happy they are a proud sponsor of the Wise Hour. So definitely check out Anthony D. Shannon Consulting Group. I'm telling you, you want a life changing? You want your life to change? If you feel stuck, you feel like you can't get to the next place, that consulting group is for you. So again, definitely check them out. And again, thank you for being a proud sponsor of the Wise Hour. All right, family, the interlude over. Now we're going back to the show. I'm telling you right now, 24 karat gold bars is dropped indeed.
Okay? So anytime somebody is talking in their head, they can say anything they want because they're talking to themselves. That's their true selves, right? And so we're not talking about audible talking. We're talking about the talking in your head. You have to be mindful of that. And so instead of saying things like, oh man, I can't do this, or this is too difficult, right? Think of things like, this is challenging, but I can do it, right? Yes, I'm good at this, right? Yes, I'm doing a great job, right? For instance, I mentioned to you earlier, I just did a whole retreat today with my caregivers and dementia, right? And so many of them, as we were going through the trainings, had a lot of negative self-talk based off of the things they had been through. And so we had a huge talk today about positive self-talk because a lot of folks felt as caregivers that they weren't doing a great job based off of what we showed them, right? But we had to reinforce to them that no, you're doing a great job because you are doing your best, right? Most people are doing the best with what they know and what they have, right? If you don't have it or if you don't know it, then how could you, right? And so, you know, positive self-talk is huge because when you can promote that positive self-talk to yourself, then you start to empower and give yourself confidence. And then, yeah, I can try that. I can do that. You're more willing to step up to the challenge. You're more willing to take action, right? That negative self-talk, that's going to feed fear. That's going to feed doubt. that's going to feed procrastination.
Come on now.
And so that negative self-talk, it feeds those feelings and those emotions as well, right? And then when you can flip it to that positive self-talk, that's when you start to empower yourself, right? You start to have faith. Then you have faith over fear, faith over doubt, right? And so that positive self-talk helps, is kind of similar to self-care. Positive self-talk is a form of self-care, right? Again, because it's about taking care of you, providing yourself the best. And so that positive self-talk can help to empower you, can help to provide that drive and passion that you need to accomplish your goals, or just to feel good about yourself, right? How many of us, I'm including myself right now because I need a haircut, when we do something good for ourselves, when we get a haircut or when we get a new outfit, we have so much swag and confidence, right? Ain't no negative talk going on. Oh, you see this outfit look good. You see my haircut, my lines are sharp, my waves are spinning, right? All that self-talk is empowering that person, giving them confidence, right? And so that's what you want with your self-talk. You want to hype yourself up almost, right? So that you can start to overcome some of those challenges and barriers, right? Because when we have that negative self-talk, most times we're lying to ourselves, right? We are making up stories or conclusions about things that haven't even taken place, right?
Ooh, come on now.
I can't do it. I can't be a business owner. How do you know that? You haven't even attempted to be a business owner.
Come on,
you haven't
tell the
started
truth.
the process of being a business owner, and you've already gone into yourself being a business owner and failing at it. And that was completely made up because it hasn't even happened.
Come on. You telling the truth. You telling the truth.
Has a tremendous impact on you, right? And so again, it's not just about the audible piece, it's about that internal voice that you're hearing, because that internal voice is going to be the one that can make or break you.
Come on now. 24 karat gold bar dropped indeed. Yes, I always think what I call mind over matter. I always say that when I was young. I said, I got to have my mind over the matter. What I mean by that, it doesn't matter about the thing, as long as my mind's right. So mindset means a lot. To be able to accomplish a lot of things, you got to have the right attitude. And the self, like I said, the negative talk, where it came from. Before you even happen, you already talk yourself out before you even worked it, even before you even attempted. And what we want to encourage everybody here, that if you have that self-talk, realize you got to go and cast that thing down, and realize you don't know unless you try. Some things can be a success, some things but you don't know unless you try. So I would encourage y'all guys to step out there. One of the reasons I did this podcast, because I'm stepping out. I'm trusting myself and my voice, believing that this frequency, and that I believe the spirit in the voice, that you're able to speak, and somebody out there will be able to hear and will make a difference in their life. So it's just one of the reasons why I do this. And it's just one of the reasons why I bring Coach Mike on here, because he knows I've been to his courses, I've been to his classes, actually sit in there and see how people gravitate to the information and actually do it. And they come back with testimonies and come back with like this renewed life, I call it, because they put these things in practice. So we're not just sitting here just having this conversation and he just saying things and saying it. He's doing things that he actually lived in his life and also give to other folks, and they can live out as well. So brother, I appreciate you, man, on that one. So all right, so with that, got another deep dive question for you, brother. All right, so then we'll get one to the audience. Just a question: how does your coaching courses, let me say that again. How does your coaching course help people break through communication barriers they have for years?
Wow. Yeah, communication barriers. A lot of times, communication is more than just talking, Okay. Communication is also listening. Communication is not just audible. Communication is body language. Communication is the tone of your voice. Communication is your facial expressions, right? So communication is more than just the things that are coming out of your mouth. Okay. And so when we start to break it down in our courses, what communication is, right? And all the facets of it. And then we talk about communication, um, and what communication looked like growing up, right? Because we always talk about some of our childhood traumas, right? And that's kind of like a one of those hot button, words. People talk about childhood traumas, this and that, what have you. Um, but it is very real, and so we go into that. How have you communicated in the past? How have your communication interactions been with family, friends, loved ones, right? And so we go into that, and then we look at um, what that communication style is. What is your communication style, right? For me, I'm a big listener, especially as a life coach. And my grandmother told me a long time ago, you have two ears and one mouth for a reason. So you might want to listen twice as much as you talk. So that's one of the things I like to listen to folks, and give them my undivided attention. Um, I am a person, I like to look people in the eyes. Some people don't like that, right? And so there's different styles of communication that work best for individuals. And so during the courses, we get into that. What is your communication style? What is your communication history with your family, your friends, your loved ones, your spouses, right? What are some of those communication hiccups that we call them? What are those communication hiccups that you've continued to come across, right? I have some folks who they don't like having difficult conversations. They don't like to what they think deliver bad news, right? So we work through that. How do you communicate through difficult situations, right? Because communication is so vital to having successful, thriving relationships, right? For having successful, thriving businesses. Communication is a huge deal in a lot of different facets of people's lives. And so we like to dig deep down into it. Like I said, finding your style, your history, your communication hiccups. Um, and like we mentioned earlier, we talk about the I messages, the you messages. So it's a lot of different facets to communication that we really dive deep into, and each individual is different. So what it looks like is going to be a little bit different for each individual. And we work through those best we can to find out how people could communicate better. We also do role play, our role play with my class, and give them some challenging communication situations, some fun communication situations. Again, just so you can have a little bit of practice with it, right? And then as a class, we also commit for a week to do something around communication. And so again, through those tools and through those strategies, that's how we truly dive into what communication is and how we can make it something that is a priority for us and that we can truly become better at.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. I'm telling you now, y'all need to sign up for this course. Don't not play around. We'll give you the contact information as soon after this show end, but you definitely was on it because right now he gonna have demonstrate. He gonna get now. He gonna make you work for it. Work a little bit, but he gonna walk you through this process. And I think it's very important, how we communicate and how we can communicate efficiently. So we appreciate you that. So the question for the audience is, what conversation have you been avoiding, and how would your life change if you had it? All right, hit the comments. Hit the comments, family. We'd like to know. All right, so we're gonna move to this next point. We're gonna ask a couple more questions. Then then we can go ahead and let you relax, because I know you have a very productive day. And this discussion gonna be about these decisions making and life designs. So, what is the 7-step decision making model?
Wow.
You don't have to get everything. Just get a little taste, little I guess clip note version of the 7 steps decision making model.
And so there's a few things, right? So I'm not going to give you all 7 steps, because I'm going to make everyone work for it. I'm going to make everyone come to our website, makinglifegood.org. Come onto the website, click the contact us button, and reach out to me, and let's talk. And I'll give you all 7 steps then. Okay. But for now, the 7 steps, I'll give you the what they call the short version, is basically about number 1, acknowledging and taking accountability, making a decision, taking action, okay, evaluating what that action looked like, right? And then, if necessary, going back to the decision-making process and trying other options, right? Because when you talk about decision-making is something that we do on a daily basis, right? Some decisions are easy, do I want to have breakfast this morning? Yes, no. Some decisions are hard. Do we put mom in the hospital? Yes or no, right? And so depending on those decisions, we're making decisions every day. And depending on that decision, depends on if it's a tough one, it's an easy one, and which steps we'll take to get to that decision, right? But the thing is, and the most important one, I think, is once you've taken action, then you want to reflect on what has taken place. You took action. Did you get the result you were looking for? Did you get a different result, right? And you're doing this all through your reflection, right? And during that reflection time, you may come to the realization, this is not quite the outcome I was looking for, right? And so if that's not the outcome you're looking for, then maybe we need to go back to the decision-making process and look at other options. And so the 7 steps is a great tool to use to help with decision-making, because you're always going to kind of go back to one of the steps to make sure that you have the correct decision for yourself.
Come on now. Like I said, he just gave y'all a taste. You want to go to the website, because he already told you. You want to know a little bit more, go to the website. Go ahead and click and go ahead and sign up. Go ahead and send the message, wherever you need to do. Get in contact with Coach Mike. We got one more in this segment. There's a lot more, but I'm just picking little things out, because like I said, it's a 6-week course that you're talking about. So this other point is dealing with managing change and transition. Can you give some little insight about that?
Managing change and transition. Absolutely. When you talk about managing change and transition, right? During this 6-week course, you're going to change and make some transitions that you may or may not have even been aware of. And that's the beauty of growing. When you talk about transition and change, it all starts from growth. And as a lifelong learner myself, change is inevitable, and growth is how you continue to learn, right? You learn through life itself. You learn through different things that have taken place. And through our 6-week course, we go with intentional strategies each week to address those particular areas that are going to assist and support and empower you in your change and transition, right? In that first course, we talk about self-care, right? In that second course, we talk about reducing your stress. The third course, we talk about your communication, how you communicate your feelings, your needs, your concerns, right? Class 4, we talk about navigating challenging situations. When it gets difficult, what are we doing? How are we just sweeping things under the rug? Are we just, ducking our head and avoiding those things, right? Because people will do that, right? Session 5, we're learning from our emotions, right? Because we're emotional creatures. And then in session 6, we're mastering those decision makings, right? Being a master of ourselves, right? Not making decisions or not making decisions because we're fearful or because we're procrastinating, right? But making those decisions, right? Being assertive with them and moving forward. And those things are things that I practiced throughout my life over the past, say, 15 years or so. I've been through a lot in my life, but these things that I've learned that I teach are things that are valuable to me because they've made a change in my life. They've made changes in other people's lives that have been beyond my wildest dreams, right? I've seen individuals go from not believing in themselves, thinking they couldn't do things, to becoming entrepreneurs. I've seen individuals who had terrible, I hate to say it, but have had terrible communication, right? I've seen that individual turn that terrible communication style into communication that has allowed them to enter into a beautiful relationship. And I'm so proud of them, right? And so I've seen these changes taking place, not just in my own personal life, but in the lives of the people that I'm serving, right? Because I truly am just providing a service, right? These things have been great to me. They have made tremendous impacts in my life. And it's my God-given duty to share these skills and gifts and tools with others so that they too can have productive, healthy, successful, and fun lives.
Come on now. Now, if you have not signed up for the course yet, you definitely need to sign up for the course because I'm telling you, he's gonna pour into you. Like I said, he is one of my personal coaches I use in my life, and my life has been so enriched. So if you having challenges with communication, you have challenges with just general with your habits, how you live life, and you need a lifestyle change. If you having problems with your decision making, definitely check out and sign up for the course. If not, just reach out to him to get more information, and trust me, he will guide you to the right place with that. All right, so I got one more question for you, and how this show actually ends. Define the word life, and what does life mean to you, brother?
Life. Oh man. Life is a journey. Life is a journey, but life is also short, right? And so life to me, or life for me, is about making a positive impact in the people who are who I work with, individuals who I love, individuals who are connected to me, and the communities that I live in. Originally from New Jersey, living in North Carolina. I love sharing my gifts, my skills, and talents to all of the communities that I'm in. So here in North Carolina, I share in the communities I'm in. When I go back to Jersey, I love to share in that community as well. I love to share with my loved ones because I feel like my life, my experiences, not just my life experience, but even my schooling, even track and field, even the things that I accomplished, being able to share that with others and possibly be that individual who was able to just kind of give them a little tweak or maybe give them a word that changes their lives. It's life is about being a blessing to others, and I truly believe that I'm being a blessing, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
Come on now. Come on. I love it. I love it. 24 karat gold bars dropped indeed. All right, brother. With that being said, how can the audience get in contact with you?
Absolutely. Um, my website, www.makinglifegood, it's all one word, .org, because we are a nonprofit. Okay. You can also find me on Instagram at Life Coach Mike P. All right. You could also find me on Facebook under my name, Mike Patterson. So those are the three ways you could contact me. I will give a disclaimer. All right. Our next coaching course will not happen until January 2025. Okay.
Okay.
So that gives everybody time to get through the holidays. Thanksgiving is coming up. It's on my birthday this year. So I'm super excited about that. All right.
Happy early birthday.
Yes, thank you. And then we'll go on to Christmas, and then we're here with 2025. We just had the election a week ago, so a lot of folks are feeling a lot of different ways, right? And one of the things I keep seeing a lot of people talk about is, oh, it's time to really start to dive into taking care of myself, to really focus in on me. Now, my question is, what have you been doing this whole time? But if that's what you choose to do now, to focus in on you, I would love to coach you and empower you and lead you and guide you best that I can to living that healthy lifestyle, to achieving the goals that you have for yourself, and to help you live the best optimal life that you choose.
All right, now you heard the challenge. You heard it. You got the website. You got the social media ways to reach him in social media. So let's do that. He getting you time. He getting you through Thanksgiving, even through Christmas. But after that, you had no excuse if you want to change your life to make sure you contact this life coach, because I'm telling you, he be dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. All right, Coach Mike Patterson, again, thank you. And like I said, any opportunity come up, we want to talk about life changing stuff, and we'll bring you back on the program. We especially during the time this year, the early of this time of the recording in 2025, and bring it in again, and actually talk about some more things, because it's a 6-week course is layered. We just gave you a touch of stuff, so we appreciate your time. We thank you, and we're looking forward to seeing you again, brother. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Everyone have a great day. Peace and blessings, kings and queens.
All right, fam. That was an amazing episode today. Tell me, Coach Mike was dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. So y'all guys definitely check him out. Go to his website, go to his social medias, and definitely DM him. Ask him questions. He's there for you. He's a resource that definitely going to make a change in your lifestyle. So with that, family, I want to thank everybody who came. Definitely go to my website. So family, you can go to www.thewisehour.com. Let me say it again. You can go to www.thewisehour.com, getting more information about the podcast and everything like that. Also, you can go to my other website. You can go to www.jmalane.wise.com as well. So I did some updates with that, and we're going to give you a list of all the things that I do. And you want to get in contact with me there, you can as well. So also get a chance to, y'all guys looking for a book that you want to be able to look and do some deep dive and do some self-reflecting, you can check out the book Entire Where. I'm telling you, it will change your life. So definitely check that out as well. But family, you know what I'm going to say. Love is an action word. While you're taking the time to love yourself, make sure you show love to someone else. And we'll see you next week on the Wise Hour, family. Take care and peace.
Where do we go when the world feels so cold? Where do we find the warmth from stories told? A place to be that's not so far away, seeking love in each and every day. Where is the light when the darkness surrounds? Where is the peace when all we hear are sounds of heartache and pain? In this race we run, looking for the one to call our son. Love is an action word. While you are loving yourself, make sure that you show love to someone else. Love is an action word. While you are loving yourself, make sure that you show love to someone else. Where is the song that brings us all home? Where are the arms when we feel alone? A touch so gentle, a smile that heals, come together breaking these tears. See the hands reaching out, feel the hearts breaking free. Let's share the love of the heart, let's be the change we need to see. Love is an action word. While you are loving yourself, make sure that you show love to someone else. Love is an action word. While you are loving yourself, make sure that you show love to someone else. Ooh, love is an action word. While you are loving yourself, make sure that you show love to someone else. Love is an action word. While you are loving yourself, make sure that you show love to someone